Hi everyone, I am Wafalanga and welcome you all in Grammar in Detail. Today we are going to discuss how to change the modal auxiliary verbs from active voice into passive voice with ditransitive verbs. Keep in your mind, today we will discuss the remaining modal auxiliary verbs. The first modal auxiliary verb is known as would. The second one is known as used to. And here we will discuss if used to is a structure, how you are going to change the sentences from active voice into passive voice, and if used to is a modal auxiliary verb, how you are going to change them. First we will start modal auxiliary verb would. I told you we will discuss their secondary levels. In primary levels they have got a lot of usages that we will be discussing in primary level. In secondary level, modal auxiliary verb would is used for unreal situations which we wanted to do. For two reasons we did not do that. Number one, we wanted to do it but we didn't. Didn't means we had the opportunity but we ourselves did not do that action. And we couldn't means we wanted to do it but we did not have the opportunity to do them. So there can be two reasons which we will discuss. So let's start the simple sentences of modal auxiliary verb would from active voice into passive voice. As I told you, ditransitive verbs are those verbs which need two objects and can be changed from active voice into passive voice into four ways. Now in active voice there will be two ways. He would teach me grammar. First you will bring the indirect object and after that the direct object. Indirect object means living and direct object means non-living, and if you want to bring the direct object first means the non-living, so you will be using preposition with the indirect object. So example will be he would teach grammar to me. In passive voice there are four ways to change the sentences of ditransitive verbs. I would be taught by him grammar. I would be taught grammar by him. Grammar would be taught by him to me. Grammar would be taught to me by him. Keep in your mind, first you will bring the indirect object first at the place of subject and in second sentence as well. But over here you will bring by him at the beginning, grammar at the end. Here grammar at the beginning and by him at the end. In the same way, in third way you will bring the direct object first, means the grammar first, and after that by him at the beginning, to me at the end, to me at the beginning, by him at the end. So that formula you need to keep in your mind. Here we will not write the formulas, because we have not that much space. We will just discuss how you are going to change them because we have already learned active voice and passive voice of modal auxiliary verb would. Here we are just learning how to change the ditransitive verbs from active voice into passive voice into four ways. Negative sentences, we have got those sentences in which we deny the statement, reject the statement. He would not teach me grammar. He would not teach grammar to me. There are four ways to change them. I would not be taught by him grammar. I would not be taught grammar by him. Grammar would not be taught by him to me. Grammar would not be taught to me by him. Interrogative sentences, those sentences in which we ask questions. Would he teach me grammar? Would he teach grammar to me? Would I be taught by him grammar? Would I be taught grammar by him? Would grammar be taught by him to me? Would grammar be taught to me by him? Next we have got the formal sentences of modal auxiliary verb would. Would he not teach me grammar? Would he not teach grammar to me? And passive, would I not be taught by him grammar? Would I not be taught grammar by him? Would grammar not be taught by him to me? Would grammar not be taught to me by him? Last we have got the informal sentences, those sentences in which we ask question, deny the statement, and we ask them in an informal way. Would not short form is wouldn't. Wouldn't he teach me grammar? Wouldn't he teach grammar to me? Wouldn't I be taught by him grammar? Wouldn't I be taught grammar by him? Wouldn't grammar be taught by him to me? Wouldn't grammar be taught to me by him? Next, now we will be discussing, modal auxiliary verb used to. And if used to is a structure, how you are going to change the sentences, and if used to is a modal auxiliary verb, how you are going to change. First I'll give you my idea and thought about the modal auxiliary verb, used to. I've seen lot of sentences are written in the first way, like as a structure they have used it, and they still write it that it is a modal auxiliary verb. If you write it in this formula that he used to teach me grammar, and you are making the negative with the help of did, so over here it is not called the modal auxiliary verb. Here it will be called the structure. Why? Because you are bringing the helping verb of past indefinite tense did, and you are making the negative sentence. But if I give you, suppose example, I say I can teach you. Now in this sentence, can is your modal auxiliary verb. But if you say no, I want to use it as modal auxiliary verb, so you need not to write any helping verb over here. You will say I cannot teach you. If I say I do can not teach you, so this is not the way to make the sentences of modal auxiliary verb, then that will be wrong even. So this is what you will not consider it as the second sentence, you will consider it the first one, I cannot teach you. So in my point of view, if it is a modal auxiliary verb, so modal auxiliary verb can itself has its own authority in a sentence. So why not used to have its own status in a sentence? Clear? So that is what if it is made in this way, so that is not called a modal auxiliary verb anymore, that will be called a structure. Here it is a structure which you are going to change from active voice into passive voice. So we will discuss used to as a structure in our sentence to make the sentences. He used to teach me grammar, and it is used for past habits and actions. He used to teach grammar to me. I was used to be taught by him grammar. I was used to be taught grammar by him. Grammar was used to be taught by him to me. Grammar was used to be taught to me by him. Negative sentences, we have those sentences in which we deny the statement. I did not used to teach him grammar. I did not used to teach grammar to him. I was not used to be taught by him grammar. I was not used to be taught grammar by him. Grammar was not used to be taught by him to me. Grammar was not used to be taught to me by him. Next we have got interrogative sentences. Did he used to teach me grammar? Did he used to teach grammar to me? Was I used to be taught by him grammar? Was I used to be taught grammar by him? Was grammar used to be taught by him to me? Was grammar used to be taught to me by him? Next we have got the formal sentences of structure used to. Did he not used to teach me grammar? Did he not used to teach grammar to me? Was I not used to be taught by him grammar? Was I not used to be taught grammar by him? Was grammar not used to be taught by him to me? Was grammar not used to be taught to me by him? Last we have got the informal sentences of modal auxiliary verb, the structure used to. Didn't he used to teach me grammar? Didn't he used to teach grammar to me? Wasn't I used to be taught by him grammar? Wasn't I used to be taught grammar by him? Wasn't grammar used to be taught by him to me? Wasn't grammar used to be taught to me by him? So these are the sentences of modal the structure used to. Now we will make the sentences of used to as a modal auxiliary verb, and if it is a modal auxiliary verb, so I prefer this structure of sentence to be written. Like we have got the simple sentences of modal auxiliary verb used to. He used to teach me grammar. He used to teach grammar to me. I used to be taught by him grammar. I used to be taught grammar by him. Grammar used to be taught by him to me. Grammar used to be taught to me by him. Negative sentences. He used not to teach me grammar. He used not to teach grammar to me. I used not to be taught by him grammar. I used not to be taught grammar by him. By him grammar, grammar by him. Grammar used not to be taught by him to me. Grammar used not to be taught to me by him. Keep in your mind here D is silent, it is not pronounced. It is written but not pronounced. You will say used to, not used to. Next we have got the interrogative sentences in which we ask questions. Use E to teach me grammar. Use E to teach grammar to me. Use I to be taught by him grammar. Use I to be taught grammar by him. Use grammar to be taught by him to me. Use grammar to be taught to me by him. Next we have got the formal sentences of modal auxiliary verb used to. Use E not to teach me grammar. Use E not to teach grammar to me. Use I not to be taught by him grammar. Use I not to be taught grammar by him. Use grammar not to be taught by him to me. Use grammar not to be taught to me by him. Informal sentences are those sentences in which we ask question, deny the statement, and we ask them in a informal way. Use not short form is usen't. Usen't he to teach me grammar. Usen't he to teach grammar to me. Usen't I to be taught by him grammar. Usen't I to be taught grammar by him. Usen't grammar to be taught by him to me. Usen't grammar to be taught to me by him. So these are the informal sentences of ditransitive verbs from active voice into passive voice with modal auxiliary verb will, would, and used to as a structure, how you are going to change them from active voice into passive voice. Hope you got today's lecture. Wish you best of luck. See you next time with next lecture. Goodbye.